songs. How like being poets at an arcade, soaking moonlit falls on broken plastics inundated ore that we call home. And it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. We are right around the corner from spring practice. I'm excited. I'm reading all these articles and previews. Getting fired up, man. Getting fired up. I am ready to see what this Josh Heupel-led football team is going to do. I know they did have some issues with COVID. Some of you guys were commenting on my last video saying, COVID, season's over, season's over. No, that's not the case. Looking like they're still planning to kick off spring practice on Tuesday, which is March the 23rd. We're going to be dropping a lot of content, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And as always, we're 60 seconds into this thing. Do me a favor, smash the like button. Let's destroy it. Let's play those analytics and get Talkin VAWLS pushed out to all Tennessee fans. I would greatly appreciate that. But again, we do have a lot of videos coming your way. I even have JP convinced to cover recruiting. So over the next 4 weeks, every Sunday, you're going to get a recruiting roundup from JP, keeping you up to date with that. Myself, the Indie Kid, we're going to be dropping videos and also a couple of live streams along the way. So make sure you tune in for that. Tuesday, March the 23rd, we will be going live that night. So again, subscribe, all that good stuff. But let's get into it. I am excited. I hope COVID doesn't play a factor. But apparently from what happened, the positive tests were within the staff and also supporting staff. So hopefully that stays out of the way. I don't think any of the players have tested positive. So let's get into the video. Let's talk about it. Let's look at the subject matter today. Again, I'm reading all these articles, getting excited. Want to see what Josh Heupel is going to do with this football team heading into 2021. And I saw this article, and it was interesting. It says, storylines to watch during Tennessee's spring practice. And it's everything you would expect, so much so that I've made videos on 2 of these 3 topics. It starts with the quarterback competition. Again, who's going to be the guy there? Interesting that it mentions Brian Maurer, talking about whether or not he's going to be able to stay healthy. Also talking about the fact that Heupel recruited him to Central Florida. So they liked what they saw. But again, I made a video. If you've not seen it, go back and check that out. It also talks about who can emerge at inside linebacker. Again, another video I put out. When you talk about Henry T and Crouch both being gone more than likely, and then the arrest of inside linebacker Aaron Willis, how is that position going to shape up? Again, videos made, go check it out. And somebody commented and talked about, we need to look at the offensive and defensive side of the ball. That's the other key point from this article. And I'll probably touch on that. I'll probably make a video about the offensive defensive line coming up over the coming weeks. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But again, Boogie, what are you doing? You're talking about storylines for spring practice, and you're not going to talk about any of that stuff. No, I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff because what I want to talk about is the running back position. And the reason I want to talk about that is because it is similar to the quarterback position for me. There are some question marks there, obviously, with the loss of Eric Gray going to Oklahoma. You got Ty Chandler going to North Carolina. And I think those guys were a good 1-2 punch. And it is going to hurt to lose those guys. I mean, Eric Gray was dynamic, and Ty Chandler was a nice spellback for him. I think they complemented each other well. But why I get excited about the running back position is because this football team has a ton of talent, a ton of potential that we will get to see this spring. And when you look at the returning running backs, looking at an article from 24/7, I saw that the returning running backs have a combined 29 career carries. So there's questions there. There's questions with the experience. But again, I'm excited because of the potential there. And we're going to look at some of that. What everybody's talking about with this Josh Heupel offense is how he's a quarterback developer and how they like to sling the rock. They throw it around. But a lot of people aren't talking about what Josh Heupel coached teams do running the football. They tend to lead the nation. They tend to be up at the top when it comes to not only rushing yards, but also carries per game. It's something ridiculous. I think it was close to 40 carries a game. But again, you're talking about that fast-paced offense. You're talking about a team that's going to get a lot of plays in. They're going to get a lot of plays. They're going to go fast, and they're going to score a lot of points. That's proven. The proof is in the pudding. You can look and see. So let's talk about this running back room. Guys that are going to have an opportunity to shine. The first name that comes to mind for me is Jabari Small, and that's because last year he was pretty much the number 3 guy. We saw him get a few carries. I think he runs north and south. I think he makes nice cuts. He is small, but he's a guy that I think that can fill those shoes for Eric Gray and Ty Chandler. Another guy you can look at is Tyon Evans, who didn't really get an opportunity. He's number 1 JUCO rated running back. So is he a guy that's going to be able to make an impact early? A lot of hype behind him. A lot of hype. If you watch film on him, Tyon Evans is another guy that I could see him being the starter. Even though Jabari Small was the number 3 guy last year, Tyon Evans could come right in, make an impact immediately. The guy that I'm excited about, and I'm really excited to see what this coaching staff does with him, and that's D. Beckwith. You know, that's a guy we talked about all season long last year. Where is D. Beckwith? Why can D. Beckwith not get on the field? But I'm excited to see what they do about him or with him, because I don't know if they're going to use him at running back or if they're going to move him to tight end possibly. I think he could make an impact at both positions. You know, and not to go off on a rant on tight end, but I'm excited to see what Jacob Warren does this year, because Heupel's offensives, they use the tight end position and they use it well. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with D. Beckwith. Big guy, man. He is a big dude. I think he only got a couple of carries last year, but when he got on the field, he runs north and south, and he is going to punish people. Again, who's going to get that number 1 spot? Is a guy like Jabari Small or Tyon Evans going to get that spot? You know, some smaller, quicker backs, and then you bring D. Beckwith into, short yardage situations. That's a question we asked last year repeatedly when this team would get down to the goal line. Where is D. Beckwith? Big physical runner. Why is he not getting on the field? I think when you talk about Eric Gray and Ty Chandler and how they complement each other, I think a guy like Jabari Small and D. Beckwith, those guys would complement each other well. Another guy that could, has a potential to make an impact is Leonard Whitehead. And he was a former linebacker prospect. He didn't really get on the field last year. He had an injury in his senior season of high school. Then he dealt with another injury, a guy we've not really seen on the field, but a guy that has that potential. Again, there's questions here. There are question marks here when you talk about who is going to emerge, who is going to step up. But there's excitement. There is excitement with this running back room. When you look at guys like Jabari Small, Tyon Evans, D. Beckwith, Leonard Whitehead, and even T. Hodge is a guy. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited about this running back room. I'm excited. Again, we spend so much time talking about Josh Heupel and this passing attack. I'm excited to see what they do running the football. But you know the deal, guys. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the running backs. Who do you see emerging? I know a lot of you that have listened over the past couple of years, a lot of you last season were all about Beckwith. You were all about Beckwith. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Let me know what you think about this running back room. It's a position that's not really being talked about a lot. Again, all the hype has been about the quarterback room and the talented sophomore. I got to stop calling them freshmen. We called them the freshman wide receivers all year. Those talented sophomore wide receivers, are they ready to take the next step? That's a conversation that everybody is having, but nobody is really talking about the running backs room. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. On the way out the door, be sure you do check out the official merchandise of the Talkin Vols Network. The link is in the description below. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. We've got the Mount Rushmore shirts, the coffee mugs, and then the old school merch with just the clean logo on it. I got a message from a listener today about their Talkin Vols shirt that should be going out. We just wrapped up a print run. But again, check it out. Any support would be greatly appreciated. Some of these logo shirts may be going away because we're going to bring in some new merch for the 2021 season. So I may be discontinuing them. If there's something you like, the State Pride, definitely going to get rid of this, the Talkin VAWLS Egghead shirt, and add an updated one with the Indie Kid. But again, any and all support is greatly appreciated. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. But for the Talkin VAWLS Network, my name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.